Hi everybody, I'm James Yodice. I'm the high school sports editor with the Albuquerque Journal. Welcome to the 2018 football season. I'm joined here by Ken Sickenger, who is a former high school sports editor. We're going to talk about some high school football games every week here in this format. Something Ken and I haven't done in a few years, so we're getting back to a little bit of visual presentation here before each week. Ken, I'm excited for the season.
I am too, and I'm very excited for this first week.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down a few quick games each week. Talk about some of the key matchups, some players to watch, and we hope you enjoy the presentation. The season starts on Thursday night with a couple of games here in Albuquerque. Siebel plays Sandia up at Wilson Stadium. Rio Grande plays Highland over at Milne. Two good openers. Rio Grande is trying to break a 37-game losing streak, which is something they're desperately trying to shed. So this ought to be a good chance for them to get in the win column perhaps on Thursday night. The key game for me is Siebel and Sandia. Two teams that are not necessarily state championship contenders, but two teams that could really use a win to start the year.
Yeah, I would think that they're playoff contenders, and they're probably pretty similar in terms of talent. So it sounds like a good opening week matchup for sure.
Right. Most of the key games are on Friday night, including here in Albuquerque. Volcano Vista plays La Cueva over at Bilson Stadium. The Bears are coming off a very tough loss in the championship game to Manzano last year. Volcano Vista is a team I like, I think, more than others do, but this should be a fun first-round matchup.
Absolutely. I think, just from a physical standpoint, these are two of the bigger, stronger teams in Albuquerque, and yeah, it should be a pretty much of a snot knocker kind of a game right on opening night.
Yeah, it's Volcano Vista's speed against La Cueva's great defense. That to me is a real highlight matchup there. Volcano Vista's got great perimeter speed. La Cueva's terrific on defense, especially against the run. Interesting to see if Volcano Vista can get some of their skill position guys in space and negate some of that size advantage that La Cueva will have on the interior and at linebacker as well.
Yeah, I think you're right too, and I also think this is the kind of game that these are two potential state contenders.
Right. Some of the other games that we wanted to highlight too, there are several Metro teams that are down at the Field of Dreams this week. Cleveland is a team I like very much that could very much be in the state championship game come December. They are playing at Oñate on Friday night. Manzano, the defending state champion, plays at Las Cruces on Saturday afternoon. Those two teams met in the state semifinals last year. And then Rio Rancho plays Centennial on Saturday night at the Field of Dreams. So several really good matchups down there, especially Manzano with a new coach, Philip Martinez, who's taking over. He's been the architect of that great defense. Terrific matchup for week one.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see whether the momentum that Manzano built on its state title undefeated season can carry over, because this is a really tough test right out of the gate.
Right. Manzano returns a running back named Xavier Ivy-Sod, coming off a tremendous junior season. Las Cruces opening with a sophomore quarterback named Marcos Lopez, who is the son of head coach Mark Lopez. He's got some good weapons around him. It'll be interesting to see how that offense progresses with a sophomore quarterback. Rio Rancho and Centennial is another good matchup. Those two teams met in the playoffs last year as well, with Rio Rancho knocking them off. Rio Rancho's got a lot of new faces. I saw them scrimmage El Dorado. I thought they looked pretty good.
Well, the thing that's interesting about this, we get these Las Cruces versus Albuquerque schools early every year, but you don't always necessarily get the marquee matchups right away like we have this year. I mean, like you said, I think the Centennial game that could go either way.
Right. A little bit closer to the metro area on Friday night, the game I think is the best game of the weekend is Piedra Vista against Los Lunas, two 5A teams that have state championship aspirations. Los Lunas has a quarterback named Nick Garland, a tremendous dual threat quarterback. He's got his top four receivers back. This defense is pretty fair. This is the second year in Coach Jeremy Maupin's system. He came in from Artesia before last year. Piedra Vista is a team that has tremendous buzz in the offseason. This is going to be a fun matchup and a game we could see again in the playoffs.
Absolutely, and I think this is one of those games when it comes down to seeding is going to have a lot to say, because both these teams are very likely to be there at playoff time.
Right. Anyway, as I said, Ken and I are going to get together every week and sit down for a few quick minutes and try and digest some of the top games. We look forward to having you along with us along the way. So we hope you tune into the Journal on Thursday mornings. Ken and I are going to pick games every week in the Journal. You can find those picks also at abqjournal.com. and we're going to try and pick some of the top games each week and offer you our thoughts, and we'll do our best to give you our expert opinions. Anyway, have a great week. Enjoy week 1, everybody.